Welcome to class. Today we shall be considering democracy. And under democracy, we shall be looking at the following lesson objectives. The first one, explain the meaning of democracy. Objective number 2, give brief historical background of how democracy evolved. Objective number 3, identify and explain types of democracy. And lastly, we shall be evaluating the pros and cons of democratic governance. Origin of democracy. Democracy, they say, originates from a Greek language, demo and kratia. Demo means or stands for people, while kratia stands for rule or government. When we bring out the two together, we have people's rule or people's government. As a matter of fact, Abraham Lincoln was the one who captured this breakdown by defining democracy as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we must know that democracy all started from Greek city through periodic meetings of adult citizens, especially the male adults. Types of democracy. There are several types of democracy, but majorly we shall be looking at two types of democracy. We shall be looking at direct and indirect democracy. Direct democracy, like I said the other time, democracy originated from Greek city. And the type of democracy they practiced in Greek city was direct democracy. Everybody was responsible for decision making. All the adults will always come out to their decisions that will affect the society directly or indirectly. But indirect democracy, otherwise known as representative democracy, came as a result of explosion in population. As a result of explosion in population, it became impracticable for people to meet periodically to decide the fate of the society. Hence, representatives had to be sent to govern on their behalf. Representatives had to be sent to govern on their behalf. Now let's look at the pros and the cons of democracy. The pros and the cons of democracy. Now, number one advantage of democracy is that democracy gives sense of belongings. Oh, you can say, I was part of people who elected that government that did well. That's the sense of belonging. Also, democracy makes change of government easy. It makes change of government easy. And lastly, democracy makes political participation more effective. It gives room for more political participation. People who are interested in changing the society could come out and vie for different political offices. Now let's look at the cons, the disadvantages of democracy. Number one disadvantage of democracy all over the world is that democracy is expensive to run. In Nigeria, when we look at the cost of democracy in Nigeria, as a matter of fact, people have been suggesting that Nigeria should minimize the level of spending on our governance. Democracy is expensive. All over the world, democracy is expensive. And apart from that, people who have been elected into different offices could end up representing their own interest instead of representing the interest of people that voted them into office. That is a disadvantage of democracy. And lastly, democracy could result into the rule of the ignorance. What do I mean by that? People who are not knowledgeable about administration could be voted into office, and thereby they would not be able to know how administration is carried out, how to administer the society. They will be learning on the job. which is not good for the system. With this, we have had enough insight into what we shall be learning in our Google Classroom. Thank you.